Alright, so we've got the final matchup of today's ASL qualifiers, and it is between Sulky and Rain, the former winners of their best of threes. And so far, both Sulky and Rain won 2-0, quite a convincing win from both players. And they've played really solid, but I got to say I give the advantage to Sulky here, because he's played out of his mind today with a lot of mind games and just very safe play, right? He defended everything mine threw at him and had very good map control. Same goes for Rain, but I think that Sulky just played a little bit better. But this is anyone's game. And we start off with a cross position on Circuit Breaker, which might give us a great late game PvZ. And late game PvZ is something else. I mean, every unit is used late game PvZ. A lot of cool units from Protoss are used. A lot of Reavers and just a lot of micro-intensive units from both the Zerg and Protoss in this matchup. And this is a quite common scout on this map, because the Zerg most likely sends his Overlord in that direction because it's closer to the natural bases than sending it to the right or to the left. So there's a 67% chance of you finding the Overlord when scouting there. So you get a very quick scout off from Protoss. And scouting the Zerg early on as a Protoss is extremely important, because it determines when you can place down your Nexus. And he's, for example, going to see here that it's a pull first. He's going to get all the scouting he needs. You also can block the hatchery if you get your probe out the early. Probes early on in opponents' bases is just very strong in any matchup. Probe just has such much utility. Like against Zerg, you can block hatcheries, delay their economy. Against Terran, you can steal their gas. Against Protoss, you can put up proxy pylons, as against Terran too. Mana pylons. Especially PvP. If you 2-gate and get mana pylons down PvP, that is just... Probe makes such a difference early on, is my point here. He sees that 3 eggs are popping, could be drones, could be Zerglings, most likely Zerglings, because the Zerg has no idea what Terran is doing. Only 2 Zerglings out there. Going for gateway opening instead of forge opening is quite common on this map too. And I feel like 2 Lings might be a bit weak against that, but maybe not. Maybe he's expecting a forge opening here from Rain. He's maybe done his homework, knows what Rain likes doing. I mean, Rain is a quite defensive player in general, or a very standard player. He did pull out the gateway opening against Baxter or /Killer in the last game, and he did very well with it. This is a very huge map though, so it's hard to put any pressure on. Fighting Spirit is a lot better map for opening Zealots than Circuit Breaker, because it's so close to everything. Very good do early aggression on that map in general, especially as Protoss. They got those beefy Zealots out. Oh, this is a bit laggy, that's unfortunate. It's not too bad. Both players here are opening very standard, as expected. 1 cannon down, he's getting his Corsair up, probably getting, or he's gonna get his Stargate up, most likely. This is a huge map, cross positions. Corsairs are very good. I would not be surprised seeing double Stargate here, either. I think we're gonna see a single Stargate, but 2 Stargate openings are quite good on this map cross position. And Zerg's getting 3 hatches. Zerg is, I would say, surprisingly getting his hatch at the left location instead of taking the upper or bottom main location, or natural main, which, like, getting the hatchery closer like this, it kind of he is getting his lair though, but it's a bit, it often tends to aggressive play, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm not really gonna take a 4th base location to put that hatchery, but doesn't mean he's gonna put on aggression, but It usually hints toward that, but on the other hand, the Lear hints towards more defensive play. So I don't think we're seeing any aggression here. I'm pretty sure Zerg players get the natural basis on this map more often than that location, so I'm a bit surprised. But it's not anything huge or anything. It's just interesting that he put his hatchery there. Spire going up, and he's on 1 gas. It looks like so. Just for Scourges to defend against these Corsairs. It is a 1 Stargate and a quick Templar Archive. This is he's getting +1 weapons. It doesn't look like he's getting +1 air, which is a bit surprising. On a map this size, Corsairs are generally very good. I don't think I can adjust the quality on Africa stream, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh well, it's not that bad. Corsair scouts everything. He sees that it's a 5-hatch economical opening from the Zerg with a Spire and an Evo and Hydroden up. The most standard Zerg opening there is. Very good opening. And using the buildings to create a sim city. It's going to be very hard for Zealots to attack that location at the left, and I guess that is a huge advantage. Placing the hatchery there is that it's very hard to attack it, especially with Zealots. It's easy to block off, as he did there with 3 buildings. First DT is coming out. Zergling sees the DTs directly, which is good, so he knows it's coming. Scourge is doing some scouting there. First few Hydras are out, getting Hydra upgrades. DT's gonna find Lings and an Overlord to shut this down. But the D2 survives, and that is the most important thing. Losing that early DT is very tough. Just keep in mind that DT costs as much as a tank, and this early on, when you're trying to get out upgrades and High Templars and Corsairs, it is quite the cost to get that DT out, and you do not want to lose it. It has a lot of utility for scouting and eventually picking up drones if the Corsairs get these overloads too. I can't remember. I don't know how many times I've played PvZ and got all the overlords, but my DT was dead from sloppy control. And I missed out potential of killing a ton of drones, right? So that DT can come very in handy, and he's got 6 Corsairs. That he should have +1 with those Corsairs. I don't see why you would not get +1 when you're getting that many Corsairs. So I assume he has +1 for ground and air units, and he's going to try to put some pressure out now when he's got Zealot legs and those 6 Corsairs. Because when you get 6 Corsairs out, Scourges don't really do too much, and those Overlords drop so fast. He has a lot of Hydras though, so he's very prepared for this. And these Zealots are not going to do much damage against those Hydras. He's going to try, but the drone drill here will just mess up these Zealots. This is very good from Solka. He's going to lose all these Zealots too, without killing too much. I think he got like 1 Hydra, and lost like 7 Zealots or something. He's getting a few Overlords, but that's not too much. Very nice defense from Solky here. I feel like his macro is very good. Oh, that Corsair's gonna hit. I mean Scourge. Very nice. Down to 4 Corsairs, which is 4 Corsairs is not enough to kill off these Scourges. So you kind of need to back off and make probably 2 more Corsairs if you want to feel safe against Scourges. Because the thing is, the Zerg can go into can just make 11 mutas quite soon, right? I mean, 11 mutas can potentially be out in 60 to 90 seconds, and you do not want to have a low amount of Corsairs when that happens, because then your High Templars are in very big danger of getting taken out. Looks like Protoss is going to take his 3rd base now. And that DT is still being useless, picking up Zerglings here, right? So the DT is very important early on. Great utility in that army. I mean, if Zerg wants to attack that with Zergling, he kind of has to have an Overlord there. He does have Overlord speed, so it's not that much. He's got very early lurkers out. I don't think that Rain has an an observer out. I don't think he's even close to having an observer out. I wouldn't be surprised if the Robo's just on its way. He needs to get our cannons. This is not looking good for Rain. That's a lot of Hydras. Okay, he does have the Robo out, but I mean, being contained like this, he's not going to be able to take that third base. And Overlords with Scourges generally pick off Observers quite quick, so he needs to have good Corsair micro too. He's taking out the cannons here too. Those Corsairs are out of position. I mean, he has to do something with them, right? But he also needs them back defending when his Observers gets out. If he picks off all the Overlords there, he can send out DTs with that Observer and just clean up the Lurkers, which is very strong. And I mean, he is defending this, but it's a very close defense. Zerg can still break through this, especially with more Hydras coming in. I think he does have a few storms, maybe one or two. Looks like he has 3 storms. First Observer is out, but that is a lot of Hydras. A lot of Hydras. And Protoss has what? 2 Zealots, 2 Dragoons. He kind of has to sack this Corsairs, try to get anything done, but this game looks like it's over. Yeah. Wow, that's a very nice push from Solky. Well played. GG. But this is the best of 5, and that's only the first game. Solky is playing really good tonight. Rain, look at him. He's a disaster. No, he's not, but he's probably a bit disappointed. Because that's a quite convincing win from Solky. Right, a 3-base timing like that. It's not very often you pull that off that convincingly. And those 3 Lurkers really made the difference. I like that he had Lurkers with that. It makes a huge difference. Forces Terran to go back to a more defensive location. Alright, let's check out the next game. Cross position on Fighting Spirit, that's nice. Let's see if Rain opens for a gateway here, as he did against Baxter on this map. I would like to see that. Generates a lot of action early on. Let's skip the early part here. No, it looks like he's getting a Forge. Zerg is getting a 12 hatch. So nothing aggressive early on here. Looked like Zerg made 2 Zerglings at the start, just like last game here. Getting his lair, 3 bases. Also, again, opting to get the top location for his 3rd hatchery. Once again, not getting the natural of a main. Very interesting, because I mean, for a long time, Zergs have been taking the naturals of another main consistently throughout almost every game. But Solky, I mean, Solky is playing very good, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here, saying that he probably knows something that I don't, right? Very, very likely that is the case here. And he's getting his spy down, very standard. Few Lings trying to kill off that probe, deny scouting. Protoss getting his Stargate up. He's hiding a Zealot there. What is that in there? I guess we missed that. Early Zealot moving out, hiding over there. Another Zealot. He's looking for the 3rd base location, I think. And he's not going to find it in the bottom left. And looks like he's going for the 5 hatch again. Once again, only getting Scourges with that Spire for now. Sitting on 1 gas. So, standard opening for both players here. Zealots roaming around trying to get some information of what is going on. Because the thing is, Hydra Bust is very good on this map, as any early aggression on this map, because of the distance. I mean, they're cross position, so it's a bit longer, but it's not very long. Like, compare the distance on Circuit Breaker to Fighting Spirit, and it's almost 50% longer to route these Hydras to the Protoss natural. But Protoss is going to see, or he probably knows, since he scattered the other 2 mains, that the hatchery is up here. And he's going to see that the Zerg is going for a very macro-oriented play here, so no early aggression coming on, so Protoss does not have to invest in any cannons early on. Might actually get a bit of damage with this Zealot over here. I mean, Rain has incredible Zealot micro early on, we saw that against Baxter. 2 kills on that. Oh, is he getting... oh, very nice. This is actually pretty huge. Even if he doesn't kill any drones here, he's forcing out zealots, and Zerg is losing a lot of mining time here. He's probably going to get some drones, I assume. Forces 2 more lings out. 3 I see on the screen. Going up to the main. Like, both these zealots are still alive. Okay, he dies now, but that is just... the amount of time he held those alive, right, is just very nice. Forced out like 8 or 10 lings from those 2 zealots. I don't think he got a drone, but that is due to Sulky's very nice drone micro. But that is still a very successful, kind of odd attack there, coming out very late. Unexpected timing. So very nice done from Rain. He gets a lot of scouting and forces out. I mean, just the scouting information he gets from that is probably worth the 2 zealots, right? But he also gets a lot of lings. And Sulky now feels like he has to do something with these lings. But he can't really do anything against these 4 zealots. These 4 zealots have +1 too, so they 2-hit the Zerglings. He loses his 2 first Scourges. But he scouts that the Protoss is going for Corsairs. And Rain is moving out with his Corsairs now, and he only has 4 of them, so they're a bit vulnerable to Scourges, so he has to be a bit careful. Sulky has a lot of Hydras to defend this. Oh, he has 5 Corsairs. I guess that is... he doesn't have +1 with him though. Maybe it's on the way. It seems like Rain does not get +1 attack when he's going for... ah, there it is, never mind. He does get the 1+ attack. It is a very good attack. But +1 for Zealots and +1 for Corsairs is very strong. It improves the damage significantly. Oh, he's going to lose a few Corsairs here. Or not. Very good micro. That is a lot of Hydras though, right? He has mana for Storm. So he should have the Storm upgrade done any second now. If he didn't forget it. Then it's a bit delayed. Looks like it is a bit delayed, which is unfortunately. He's going to lose a few probes here. Those Corsairs are alive though. He does get the cannons up, so he should be safe. But there's a very nice pressure build from Sulky. I mean, he's got a lot economy, and just makes 10 Hydras to defend against the Corsairs, and actually gets the gate and the forge for it too, which is going to delay the +2 attack upgrade here. Okay, he does not get the forge. That is very nice for Rain. He gets a DT out. Zerg is getting down more hatcheries here. I would expect a mass amount of Hydras. Maybe we'll see Mutas this game. If the Corsairs die, I would like to see Mutas. So it's very important for Rain to keep those Corsairs alive to protect those High Templars. This is nice. Gets a few Overlords. Very nice map control from Sulky. He tends to be catching these Corsairs off guard quite a lot, putting a lot of damage on them. That is very nice. And Rain is going to try to take his 3rd base here. It is quite easy to take a 3rd base and 4th too on this map, because it's very hard to get units up that ramp defending that 3rd base and 4th base. So usually the more defensive race, which is Terran against Protoss, Protoss against Zerg, tends to be on 3 bases. They tend to get their 3rd base quite early and also stay on 3 bases and macro up for quite a bit. I mean, Terrans on this map against Protoss, they get 3 bases on usually 1 factory or 2, and then they stay on 3 bases until they're maxed out. And I mean, Protoss will move out a bit earlier because it's PvC, but you can get a very comfortable 3rd expansion is my point here. Ooh, I think it looks like he tried to put some pressure on the natural, but it was defended against from Rain. And he's securing this 3rd now. He's got 3 High Templars there, a handful of Zealots. He's got cannons. The Zerg is, I think, going to try to put pressure on the natural here, which is very smart because there's no ramp to go up here, right? And he scattered with that Overlord that Protoss funneled a lot of units down here, so this can be very dangerous. Looks like he's going to contain, which I think is a wiser decision here against all that High Templars. But yet again, this game is very similar to the last game, but thanks to the safety of that 3rd location, he's going to keep that alive. But he won't be able to transfer any probes though, with Sulky cutting off the pathway through them. And I mean, Sulky just has a lot of units. His macro is insane. He's going to get that Forge too, and that's +2 attack. That is pretty huge. Or 1 armor, either way, it's very good. First Observer is out, and I would like to see those Corsairs trying to babysit that Observer very nice. The thing is, Protoss does not have any cannons on the right side of that Nexus, so if a Lurker gets up there, there's not going to be a possibility to mine any from it. And it looks like Zerg is advancing on that third and taking out that Observer. So Protoss is kind of forced to defend this ramp here. And probably wants to get down cannons there, but I don't think he has time. And I think there's a huge risk of Protoss losing that third, and that will probably be the game. That Observer is running through the Hydras, might go down. Yeah. Ouch. Protoss needs to have very good Observer control. The Observer is the most important unit against what Zerg has, because if you don't have the Observer, you cannot kill anything. You can't kill those Lurkers, right? And now Protoss won't be able to mine from that. He got another Observer out, but he has to be very careful with it. And Protoss does not have a lot of units either. I mean, Sulky is just behind 10 supply, which is very good for Zerg in this position. He's finally going to clean these up. I guess he defended that quite well, but losing 2 observers that early is very uncomfortable. He doesn't have any scouting on the map, he has no map control. Relying on 1 or 2 observers is a bit risky. And I don't know where his Corsairs out. It looks like he has 2 Corsairs left. He does have a handful of Dragoons, but Mutas don't... I mean, Dragoons don't really counter Mutas. So we can see a flock of Mutas coming out from Sulky here to kill off those High Templars. Or he's going to go to Hive Tech. Seems to be his choice here. Protoss has an army now where he can try to get some map control out. But I mean, he doesn't have that large of an army. He can't really do anything with the army. It's a bit risky moving out too far. He can get surrounded by the Zerg. It is very hard for the Zerg to surround the Protoss army with Lurker Ling and just destroy it. Once the Protoss gets a large enough army, like this army I think is very good. I don't think the Zerg can surround this army and kill it off. But I don't either think that Protoss can do much damage with it. Corsairs are still roaming around. Very nice activity from Rain with his Corsairs. Still finding damage with them. Cleaning up some of... Oh, these observers. Oh no. 1 down. He's relying on 1 observer here, so he needs to be very careful. Keep that Archon close to it. That is a lot of Lurkers, but that is a lot of Storms too. This is going to be an epic battle. Rain is up 30 supply, which is good, but I think Zerg has enough here. He's got a lot of units to the left too. Yeah. That is so many Lurkers. 1 observer. It's going to be tough, but seems like he's actually killing off the Lurkers. Wow, I did not expect that. Very nice from Rain. The Zerglings are coming in here, but just a tad bit too late. He lost those Lurkers. There are 3 more Lurkers up here, but Protoss might be able to clean up this if he's not going to get flanked. He desperately needs Zealots to come down here ASAP. Where are his reinforcements? High Templars are dying. No more Storms left. There comes the Zealots, but is it too late? That 1 observer is at big risk. And 2 more coming up. Very nice. So Protoss is hanging on to this army very nice. This is a very close battle. But once again, getting to kill those 3rd and 4 bases is very hard. And trying to get up Dragoons through that ramp is virtually, it is practically impossible. But Zealots do get up there very quick though. See, if you clean up the Lurkers and Zealots get in, the base is dead. But that is a lot to ask. Another Forge in the main air for Protoss. I don't know if he has 2 Forges to get in double upgrades. But at least 1 Forge going, which is alright. And he's getting his 4th base. So Zerg, he does have a lot of Lings going to that 4th base. Is he going to be able to cancel this? No, the cannons are done. Nicely done here by Rain. Securing that 4th base for now. Might be able to pick off a few Templars there. 1 going down. A 2nd is probably going down too. Or not. Nice micro here from Rain, keeping that alive. I think at least. Oh, yeah, he keeps it alive. A Defiler man is coming down. I love Zergs who use Dark Swarm against Protoss. It is just good. Dragoons become a lot less valuable when that Dark Swarm is out. So you kind of got to counter it with Mass Storm, which requires a lot of gas, because Zealots don't really do too well against Lurkers. Let's see where... It'll be interesting to see when and where Solky takes his 5th base. Does he need a 5th now, or does he... Is it alright for him to be on 4 bases for a bit more? I mean, he can choose to be on 4 bases and go more aggressive, like drops and stuff, which is very interesting to see. Because getting a that's the thing, when he's not getting... I guess it doesn't really matter now, he has 4 bases, but getting a 5th base, either way, is a bit tricky. If you get the natural as your 3rd, you can easily get the top location as your 5th. It's a bit easier to expand late game if you get the natural expansion as your 3rd. Because now it's a bit tricky, right? Where does he expand? The Protoss has close access to both of these naturals. But Zerg might be okay on 4 bases here too. He does have his hive tech up. He's trying to expand to the bottom left now, and the drone even gets picked off. I think Rain has a very good chance of winning this game. He's getting Reavers out too. I love it. I love watching Reavers late game PvZ. They do insane damage if microed correctly, and absolutely nothing if not microed correctly. If you lose that shuttle with 2 Reavers in it, that is a lot of minerals and gas to be losing. I just love the map control aspect of Brood War. Like, we've seen constant fights over that location there, close to the 3rd of the Zerg, just fighting for area of the map there with the Lurkers. Very, very similar to chess in that way, right? Very beautiful to watch. Map control is so important in this game. Protoss pushing in here, trying to take back map control. And he has a lot of Archons here, which is extremely good against Ling, Lurker. And a good amount of Storms, but only 2 High Templars, so Storms are probably out now. And Dark Swarm is up, so he's forced to back up. Zerg has got the top right hatchery. I would assume he's trying to get the bottom left too, right? Expand to both locations and hope that one of them survive. But Protoss does find the top location with that DT. And he has a shuttle to those Reavers. And what Reavers are unique in the Protoss arsenal in the way that they outrange Lurkers, right? So when you have that shuttle for those Reavers, you can start to slowly pick off the Lurkers, which I think we're going to see here from Rain, and they do damage under Dark Swarm too. But Zerg has a lot of cracklings right now. There we go, down with the Reavers, get that AoE down. He doesn't have any Storms, but he has Reaver AoE right now, so he's chosen to go more Archons, which is also a lot of AoE damage. Oh, that plague is huge. One of the Scarabs, Reavers, go down, which is unfortunate. And that plague is huge. Protoss needs to get a lot of Archons against this unit composition, against Defilers. Reavers are also good, but a lot of Archons, because plague does 6-7 damage to an Archon, which is 2% of their health, so not very much. And Archons deal damage under Dark Swarm, but it's very gas intensive. You can see Rain is at 400 gas right now, so it's not very easy to pump out a lot of Archons. Reavers are a bit more mineral intense, that's why we see a lot of Reavers. It's a very good unit against late game Zerg, and just 100 gas for it too, so 1 High Templar is more gas than a Reaver. Transferring drones to the top right location. Let's be interesting to see if he holds that. Zerg is taking the bottom left location now. They're both going to be on 5 bases now, but Ling Defiler just kills Protoss bases so quick. Oh, he's going to get the shuttle. No, very nice defense there from the Archons. Archons one shot Scourgers, so they're very good anti-Scourge defense. And he's got 5 or 6 Archons now, which is very nice. He's securing the top right. Might be able to break the bottom left here, but Zerg has a lot of units coming down here. But Protoss is going to put his units close to this funnel here, so Zerglings might not be very efficient. And getting Reavers a bit everywhere now too. Very nice. He's got up the ramp in the bottom left. Oh, one more. He does not have another storm. He did get a few drones though. Very nice drop. And the bottom left location is falling down. And 5 base Protoss against 4 base Zerg. We know that. We know how that ends, right? So Zerg has to do something kind of drastic now to get back in this game. Maybe a Doom drop. He's going to try to rally his units to the top right. The Protoss does not have the ramp secured, so getting up units there is quite easy for the Zerg. And a Dark Swarm under that. I mean, sure he has... Ooh, look at that Scarab. That is insane. And that Archon, good luck killing that with Lings. That's going to take a while. Alright, getting up with his Lings. He does have a DT and he does have Storm. But I think this Nexus is dead. He has to have Reavers. Oh, actually defensive. Very nice. But he should get a bit more DTs and maybe a few Reavers up there, because Zerg's not going to stop going for that location. Protoss is taking down the 5th of the Zerg. He only needs to defend this location and he's miles ahead. Nice defense so far. I think Sulky's doing a bit of a sloppy job grouping his army, sending units up separately, but he's getting Lurkers up here now, and more Lings are coming up. Only 2 cannons on low HP surviving. He's getting Observers up here. He's got Zealots up here now, so he's going to be safe for a while. And another High Templar drop. Gets around 5-6 drones there. Very nice. Rain is playing very good this map. He's definitely ahead now. I mean, Zerg's not out, but Zerg has to do something in the next minutes coming here. I would like to see a Doom drop into the Protoss main. Does not look like Rain is prepared for that. But that is a lot of Lings, and wow, he loses a lot of gas intensive units there. But he does have a lot of Zealots up there. So I don't think that Sulky is going to be breaking this. Sulky has almost 3k gas. What in the world is he going to do with that? He doesn't have minerals. Zerg doesn't really have a unit that only costs gas like Protoss does, so they can't really just... I mean, I guess he can save for Ultralisks if he doesn't... if he saves up some minerals, which could be strong. And 2 Reavers up here now. The Reavers are going to be huge in defending this. Reavers are so good defensively, especially against Zerglings. Look at this. 9 kills on that already. Probably similar kill count on the other one. And High Templar still roaming around. He's got that shuttle speed. Shuttle speed is so strong. Shuttles are just so good late game if you have the APM for it. It is insane how much damage you can do with shuttles. And Storms and Reavers against Lings. He's getting that shuttle though, so these Reavers are going to go down. This might actually be successful from Zerg, because you don't need a lot of Zerglings to kill off that Nexus, right? He's getting Zealots up here, but he's getting kind of close. He did morph an Archon though, but that dies quickly. And you see 2 Lings kill that cannon so fast. Those Zealots are plagued too. Very low HP. I mean, it's still kind of close. He's not really mining from this location. So it is kind of 4 base against 4 base still. That's another Storm. Yeah, very nice. Still, these High Templars in the shuttle is still alive. Scourge is out, but that shuttle is just so quick. That is a lot of Zerglings. Zealots coming up. This is just a nail biter. Has Zerg done it? Has he taken down this 5th base? Only 3 probes surviving up here. I think he's done it. Wow, that is insane. 2 more Storms. 5 Zealots and an Archon. This is going to be close. More Zealots coming up. Okay, might be able to defend this. Observer down. Alright, but 2 cannons alive. Gets a Dark Swarm, but no units left to use it. He's getting very low minerals. He's got 1 mining base, the Zerg has. And that is why 5 bases against 4 bases this late is such a difference, right? Because the Protoss is mining... The Protoss has twice as many minerals to mine from if he gets probes up there, which he seems like he's getting now. And Protoss can probably get a sixth base going down now as well. Maybe. Serg still hasn't got a fifth base up. Serg is kind of all in right now. 67 supply to 140. This is probably the last attack. He's got lurkers with it though, and he took up the observer, but 2 cannons up here, lots of zealots. A reaver, a shuttle. Zealots counter-attacking down here. That is GG. What a game. Very nice. 1-1. I feel like Rain needed that after the last game he played. His confidence probably just rised after that game. As Solkey's bit instead, talking to himself. Nodding a bit though, like he understands why he lost or something. Insightful. Alright, let's check out the next game. What map are we going to play on? Oh, match point PVZ, very nice. Zerg is going for a hatch first, which is quite uncommon on this map. Like on 2-player maps, Protoss always gets an early scout on the Zerg, so you kind of want to get the pull first, just for safety and to force out those cannons early on. It's a bit different on 4-player basis. You can might take a while for the Protoss to scout you. You can get away with a 12 hatch and still force the cannons. This allows the Protoss to go for a Nexus first here. It's not a bad opening, but it's more common to get that 9 pull into the hatchery for the Zerg on this map, or on any play map really. There is a very long distance for the Zerglings to get to the Protoss natural though on this map. They have to take a very crooked route to the Protoss natural. Gets a very early third as well, and the gas up. Protoss getting Nexus and a Forge and a Gateway, so very defensive opening from both players here, macro openings. Protoss getting his gas as well. Everything is super normal. That is a late cannon. Getting the cannon as the Nexus finishes, that is greedy. I mean, it's not greedy during the circumstances. He scattered the Zerg, but it's a very greedy opening from both players. Only 2 Zerglings coming out too. And this is a very interesting map. Protoss really wants to get the 12 o'clock expansion on this map to deter Zerg from doing doom drops in the Protoss main. So you can form this kind of triangle of defense, but it's usually quite hard to get that base early on. So Protoss opts to get the 3rd just south of their natural, and then their 4th in the bottom right. But that does leave them weak to drops. So I would like to see a very large amount of Corsairs throughout this game, just because how strong drops are on this on this map. And I would also like to see Protoss getting quite early speed shuttle to get those DTs and High Templars in the main and natural. This is a very good map for Mutalisks too, but I don't think we'll see any early Mutalisks from the Zerg, as it's kind of cheesy. And Corsair is a good unit. Very nice wall there from Protoss too. Very hard for any Lings to get into that natural. Getting a Stargate and a Citadel, so we're going to see the 1 Stargate opening. Super standard here. Probably +1 attack for the Zealots and +1 attack for the Corsairs. And he's probably going to wait, probably going to scout with the first Corsair and then wait till he has 5 of them with +1 attack to move out with his Zealots and his Corsairs, as he's done in earlier games. Getting a 2nd Gateway too, so this tells us that he really wants to put on some Zealot pressure early on here. Usually, I mean, you can get a 2nd Gateway this early, it's very good to put on pressure. But it kind of delays everything else a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. But you get a bit more Zealots out. Zealot timings on this map is very good because the 3rd location is kind of far away and it's not very hard to attack it. Those ramps leading up to that 3rd base in the top left are quite wide and far away from the hatchery, so you can't really put Sunkens there close to the ramp, as you cannot fight in Spirit. So the potential for 2-base aggression here from Rain is higher than on the earlier map. So we might see something like that. He scouts. He sees that the Zerg is going for a normal 5-hatch play here. Very economical. Probably expecting the Scourges out any second too. Has to be very careful with these Corsairs, of course. You do not want to lose these early Corsairs. It is huge. Similar to losing tanks early on. It's just very similar in that way that they have AoE and become exponentially stronger when you get more of them. And getting the cannon in that main, getting the cannon off in that main this early is very nice. He always has the cannon up when the Scourge is coming, right? So those Corsairs are always safe. Cannon's 2-hit Scourge. They die very fast from the cannon. Getting a second cannon at the natural too, playing very conservative, moving out with these zealots, and he has, I think, 8 zealots now. Oh, Mutas coming out. I love this. Whenever you see Mutas when you've gone for a lot of zealot, it just hurts so much because you can do nothing about it. He's got a lot of lings too, and probably sunken up there. This is it. It's not a game-winning move from Sulky, but I don't think Protoss expected it. And I mean, it's not like Sulky's got an advantage here. I mean, he held off the push, sure, but he didn't really rely on the push doing anything. It comes down to a lot of micro now. Muta Scourge versus Corsairs. DT's become really good against Mutas though, because usually Zerg does not get overlord speed as quick, and the DT has a bit more freedom roaming around the map. He's got 4 Scourges with this. Protoss does not want to engage that quite yet. Protoss just wants to get more Corsairs out, because once he if the Protoss gets out like 9 Corsairs, those Mutas cannot engage, even with Scourges, I would say. Maybe if he has like 20 Scourges or something, but that is a lot of gas to put into that, to invest in the air. Sulky defends the DT, Rain pulls it back, very nice. As long as Rain doesn't lose High Templars to the Mutas, he's good. He's got 7 Corsairs out now, which is a good number against the Scourges. So he feels he can roam around the map now. And I mean, the Mutas did not kill a single probe or a High Templar. Maybe Sulky's going to do something with the Mutas now. Corsairs are out of position. He might be able to pick off the High Templars. Looks like he's going to try. Yeah, Storm's going down. He gets 2 High Templars. I think 2. 3. Oh, he gets 4 High Templars. I think that was quite a fair trade for both players there. He doesn't really have enough Hydras to use to take advantage of the lack of High Templars that the Protoss has at this stage of the game. Protoss can still comfortably move out and take a third, even though he lost 4 High Templars. The Zerg lost all but 2 Mutas over there. I still think it was a fair trade to exchange the Mutas for the High Templars, because once the Protoss has 7 Corsairs out with +1 attack, those Mutas become kind of weak. You kind of rely on the Mutas getting some damage on before those Protoss get out those Corsairs, or trade them against High Templars. Protoss, Rain is trying to get some damage up there. A valid effort, but Zerg has a lot of Hydras and also counterattacking with the Hydras. So this third is going to have to be cancelled. So very nice counterattack from Sulky here. Looks like Rain is chasing out the Hydras, but Hydras have Hydra advantage here close to the third, so it'll be hard for the Protoss to take a third and defend it too. It's going to come down to these storms. He get in High Templar. Oh, that's a lot. He does have a lot of Zealots though. This is going to be close. Looks like the Hydras are going to win this battle, but reinforcement might change that. Another High Templar. Oh, that stormed it a lot. Wow, only 6 or 7 Hydras left. He does get those 2 High Templars. but I would say it's still pretty close. Zerg might be in a bit of a lead. He's delayed that third a lot. He's getting his fourth as well. So Rain's not looking too good here, but he can still turn this around. He tried with a DT drop, 0 kills on that DT. Sulky's just on top of everything now. Ah, pure goon against Hydras, that's not too good. But he does have more goons than Hydras, so then you win. But it's not really cost efficient. You want those zealots with it. He's trying to get some kills here with this DTs. Get 1, 2, 3 drones. 4, 5. This is what he needs, right? 6 drones. 8. Oh, that is a lot of drones. 10 drones. Gets all the drones on the minerals there. 11 drones. That is exactly what Rain needed to compensate for losing his third right there. Oh, Corsairs, don't lose the Corsairs. Ah, those Corsairs are essentially dead. 2 of them in red HP. DT goes down. Unfortunately, he lost the Corsairs. He doesn't really need them. I mean, if Zerg goes into mutas right now, it can be a bit hard. He's going to lose the rest of them here too. So we might see a muta switch here from the Zerg. Ah, there's not a lot of Protoss units. He's got 2 High Templars here, but that is a lot of Hydras. Cannons are not ready. He might be able to get this third base. Since he killed those drones, Zerg has to replenish those drones. He cannot make more Hydras. So that gives Rain a bit of a breathing time there to get his third up too. Oh, DT drops are so beautiful when they work out. They just do insane amount of damage. I mean, 11 drones. I bet that was like a fourth of Sulky's economy right there, just vanished. Which is a lot for these guys. They are so good, so every drone is so important. Rain hasn't lost any probes yet, so once he gets that third up, he will get a very good economy. That shuttle is dead. He does save the Dark Templar, but not for long though. Hydra's coming down here to trap that. I think we can see a boom to the Protoss economy right now, getting that third base up. He probably had a lot of probes on 2 bases, mining inefficient before he got that up. So this game is very close right now. I would still say that Sulky maybe has a little upper hand here, but maybe I'd say it's very, very close. A lot of zealots up there too, getting goon range now. He has 2 forges, so upgrades will be good. So probably has 3 Evo chambers as well, or at least 2. And now he's going to try to get that upper 4th location. I like that. Trying to form this triangle of defense rather than getting that bottom right expansion. Spreads you out very thin. Here's the mutas. He does pick off a lot of High Templars. I love seeing this from Zerg. He doesn't lose any mutas, they're just low HP, so he can just either make them into Guardians whenever you get Hive, or just regenerate the health on these mutas and pick off even more High Templars later on. Very nice. The tech switches from Sulky, like he's playing so smart, right? His decision making is just very, very nice, and he's got these 3-4 lurkers in this base as well, in this army as well, which will strengthen it quite a lot. And this is going to be a big fight. This is going to be an epic fight. Let's see who's got this. 4 observers with his army, so there's no way he's not going to have vision. Protoss has a lot of units and the high ground advantage here, so I think it's going to be close. A lot of Hydras. He does not have any High Templars, but he has a lot of Zealot Goons, which is enough to push us back. Very nice from Rain. Rain has to keep that high ground advantage, because if he loses that, it's going to be very tough holding his third base. Mutas are flying around looking for High Templars. I'm fascinated that those mutas are still alive. He did not lose any of those mutas, and High Templars are out. He has to be very careful with those. Dragoons don't really do that much damage against mutas, so he can dive in there to pick them up in a minute when he has regenerated a bit more health on them. They're about half health now, most of them. Let's see if Protoss manages to get that top base. That's very important. Once you establish that base, it's very hard to take it down, because there's kind of a funnel up to that base. But getting it up is the hard part, right? Because Zerg can counterattack the third, and yeah, it requires a lot of work getting that up. We see that 1 probe going up there now. And I bet we see Zerg either defending his 4th or counterattacking down to the 3rd here. He might be trying to do both. But here is the counterattack going in. He's got a lot of mutas here too. They're on low HP. He's going in with them first. He's going to lose a few, but that's alright. Protoss is counter-attacking here on the high ground here. Protoss does lose the third base. And doesn't seem like Rain can do anything against Sulky up here. Sulky has a lot of units. He's going for it though. He kind of has to go for it. Lurk is defending over here. That is very, very nice from Sulky. He does clean up Sulky's units up here. And this leaves Sulky's third and fourth base very vulnerable here. He does have Hive up. One hero Archon there to defend those Dragoons. More Zealots coming down here, but we need to see more Zealots coming in. Those Dragoons left alone will just be eaten up by it. I assume Crackling's being done very soon. But Protoss is getting a lot of damage done now, and he's down at the third base, also storming these Lurkers, giving another route for Rain to attack. Is Rain going to win with this push? That would be extremely strong. He gets the hatchery down. More Zealots coming in. Sulky does not have anything to defend his natural here. Rain more than twice the supply up here. What a push from Rain. Very nice game from both players here. Very nice counter attack from both players too. Drones going down. I just feel like that hero DT made this possible. GG, what a game. Nice play from Rain. Rain's up 2-1. Is that a smile? He's feeling good. Sulky's looking serious, like he has to do something here. If he loses one more game, he's going to be out. Alright, let's jump into the fourth game here. We got this map again. As I said in the earlier games, I like this map. It's very unique. A lot of high ground, low ground. It is a very Protoss favored map, I think. So doesn't look too bright for Sulky here. A gateway opening too. I love this. Let's see some insane Zealot micro from Rain. He's showed in earlier games that he's really comfortable with this build early on. Not like when Stork tries this build with the 200 APM, it doesn't look as good. Bisu and Rain can really pull this build off. There's probably more players who can do it, but it is a hard build to pull off for both races. And Zerg going for a pull first here, the 9 pull I think. Standard opening into hatch. But the thing is, going for a 9 pull as a Zerg against the gateway opening is kind of good for Protoss, right? You're not going to force any... you might force the Protoss to be defensive for a little bit, and you might get some Lings into the Protoss main, but slow Lings, not too good against Zealots. And Zerg is going to have quite low production for a while. Protoss delaying that hatchery with a pylon even. So that is one delayed hatchery. Zealots, I think the Zealots are going to be able to do quite a bit of pressure here. We see 4 Lings coming out, that's good. Better than 2. Yeah, he scattered the gateway with the Overlord, so he knows what's up, that's good. He's actually making 6 Zerglings here, which is the correct response against this gateway opening. So he forces Protoss here to be defensive for a bit. Once the Protoss get out like 3 Zealots or something, it's going to be extremely hard for the Zerg to keep up with Ling production and have a healthy economy back at home. So he kind of has to do some damage here. Run into the main and get some probes or whatnot. 2 more Zerglings coming out. Is Sulky going to go for pressure here? I mean, he kind of has to get our Zerglings, but he can squeeze out a few more drones right now since the Protoss has to be defensive for a bit. But 3 Zealots are out. We've probably seen the Forge come up too, which makes it easier to defend for the Protoss. Maybe the Protoss is happy just defending this, and 1 second. Okay, sorry for that, I'm back. Alright, where were we? Alright, yeah, Protoss is getting down his first cannon now. And he has defended this early Zealot pressure and forced out around 12 links from the Zerg. I would say that Rain is in a very good position here. Because, I mean, you can apply pressure against a 9 pool with this opening. It is a bit risky, and Zerglings might get into your main base as a Protoss, which is very annoying. I mean, 2 lings, you can defend against that alright with that speed, but 4 and 6 lings, very hard to defend. So I like Rain's decision here, playing defensive, just getting his cannon down, and he's moving out now with 5 Zealots. And this is the drawback of going 9 pool as a Zerg against this build order. Those 12 lings do not kill 5 Zealots, if not microed very well, but the Zealots should win this quite convincingly. So this forces the Zerg to get even more Zealots after he's got those initial 12 out. So this really hampers the Zerg's economy, but it does not hamper Protoss economy very much. So you really want to open 12 actually against this build, I feel. Even though it allows, even though a 12 actually allows Protoss to put on more pressure early on, it does give you a better ground to stand on for this type of push. You have a better economy to defend it. And putting 2 Zealots on this ramp is very nice. Zergling's getting through that though, so not very nice. But that is a lot of Zealots, and 2 more Zealots going to the natural of the Zerg. A bit misclicked there, but he's getting over those there. And that very nice Zealot micro from Protoss here. All those Zealots are low HP. Forcing a lot of Zerglings here, and he still does not have speed on those Zerglings. Getting a drone too, very nice pressure from Rain. I mean, just look at the supplies. We got 40 Protoss supply against 22, 24 from Sulky here. It's not as bad as it looks, but it's pretty bad. Probably see a Corsair any minute, and you see that the Zerg player doesn't even have a layer up now because the Protoss forced so many Zerglings from Protoss forced so many Zerglings from Sulky here, so he's kind of forced going into Hydras to defend those Corsairs. He doesn't have time to get out the lair and the Spire, and this is usually not a good sign for Zerg. You feel very comfortable as a Protoss when the only thing you have to defend against are Hydras and Lings. You just make a few cannons, roam around with Zealots, and you be fine. He's gonna lose this forge, but I think I saw Rain making another forge, already expecting this. That Zealot's going down, but he did his job. Ooh, Corsair's very low on health. That's a nice pick off. Protoss is getting a few Overlords though with these Corsairs. And he's gonna have 5 cannons up, so he's gonna be able to defend against those that low amount of Hydras and Lings. Gets that Overlord. Is he gonna get that Forge? Getting that Forge is is okay. It's good for Sulky. It's not really enough, but it's good. And he gets it. Okay, there's the second forge. I don't know what I saw earlier. Protoss does not have a forge, so he cancels that upgrade, which is good, but that's a very late layer, and still 3 hatches for the Zerg. Which means we cannot get Overlord speed in a bit. These Corsairs are those 4 Overlords are dead. No? That's only 1 Hydra. Yeah, he's going for it. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Even Micro's the low HP Corsair out there. Very nice. Very nice Micro from Rain. Excuse me, 3 HP on that Corsair, wow. He does get 2 Overlords there, very nice. Supply blocking Sulky for a little bit. 5 gateways going up. Wow, that's nice. He's gonna have so much production in a bit here. I hope Sulky can keep up with the production. I want to see 5 games in this series. But it's going to be hard, especially on this map, and being set behind from those early Zealots. These Corsairs are going to find even more Overlords. I think he's stopped making Corsairs now. 3 Corsairs is a good number. He can go around killing Overlords. It's not that huge of an investment. I don't even think he's getting +1. He's probably rushing up to Zealot High Templar tech. I think he can do some 2 base timing here and put a lot of pressure on. Got a lot of gateways down. Getting these High Templars out too. Is that gonna fall? No, it's not. Very nice. It's very important for Zerg to keep that Overlord alive to deter DTs from coming out on the map. Because when DTs are around the map and you don't have speed Overlords, it is very, very, very hard to defend. Especially if these Corsairs get in and kill the Overlords. It is faster to make a new Overlord at that base than to try to transfer Overlords from another base, which just says a lot about how slow Overlords are without that speed upgrade. And he does get that Overlord, very important. Now DTs can go around roaming the map, making it very hard for Zerg to get map control. I mean, Overlord speed should be done quite soon. He's got the Spire up. He probably got Overlord speed as soon as he got that layer up. So DTs might not be that big of a problem, but these speed Zealots with +1. He cancelled +1, that is very nice. That is, what is that, 6 High Templars? That's how many High Templars you can get when you don't need to get Corsairs due to the Zerg not having a lair. Getting that Overlord too. He does it at Overlord speed now, which is very nice. But those 3 Corsairs have done so much damage. They've probably got like 10 Overlords or something combined. And you're getting that Scourges out now, so Protoss has to be a bit scared now of a Muta transition. Because, yeah, I was going to say, Zerg has 2 or 3 gases, so Mutalisks is an option. And goodbye High Templars. Wow, Sulky just knows what to do. His decision making is just so good. Rain did play greedy not getting those Corsairs. But it was, I understand. Oh, wow. What a storm. Those 2 Corsairs and that storm is enough to defend these Mutalisks. Very well played by Rain. Very nice micro. He had just enough anti-air. He just lost, I think, 3 or 4 High Templars there, which is not too bad considering he had 6 very early on. And a very, very strong 2-base macro here from Protoss. He'll be able to make so many Zealots and High Templars. A bit more Mutas coming out here, but 3 Corsairs is an okay amount. He's going to get more Corsairs out. But Sulky, very, very smart tech choice from Sulky, getting those Mutas out, delaying that push. If Protoss got that push off, I mean, he had a lot of units. So now Protoss is taking a 3rd base instead. And we see +1 on Protoss and +1 range for Zerg as well. Let's see if he can defend this 3rd base. He should be able to defend it, but that is a lot of Mutas. A lot of Mutas. That High Templar's going down just before he gets the storm off. And Protoss only has 4 Corsairs, but seems to be enough. Nice storm. Only 1 High Templar out though, maybe 2. So Sulky's doing a very, very good job. Considering that he was a bit behind at the start of the game. He's got a good amount of Hydras there now too. He's taking his 4th base. Let's hope we get another late game here. And let's hope Sulky wins this game so we get a 5th game. Good luck trying to kill that 3rd base. What is that? 30 also Zealots. That is insane. Zerg desperately needs lurkers out because once Protoss has secured that 3rd base with a few cannons, like he seems to be doing right now, he is going to push out to get map control and to deny that 4th base of Zerg. And if Zerg does not have lurkers against 30 Zealots and High Templars, it's going to be very hard to defend. I mean, you can go mass Hydras, but it's very hard to micro mass Hydras against those storms. Lurkers on the high ground, this high ground position is very strong. And Protoss does have, Rain does have 5 Corsairs now, which is a good amount of anti-air. Lurkers are out, finally. Let's see, he does have an Observer out, so these Lurkers are not going to be able to pressure this high ground with the amount of units that Rain has. This is a bummer. Defending this attack just gives range a big advantage to be able to take map control any second here. And it looks like Sulky is going to struggle to defend that. Protoss is sending a lot of Corsairs and Zealots to that location, and it doesn't seem like Zerg is scouting it. Now he sees it. Now Sulky sees it, but it's a bit too late maybe to get Hydras over there. Zealots are just really fast and do a lot of damage against that against that hatchery. Ah, what a defense from Sulky. He's just a genius, blocking that ramp with the egg. Very nice. That is how you defend a ramp, guys. What a brilliant move from Zerg. Sulky is just so good. So is Rain, but Sulky's just on another level mind game. He seems to always have the right unit composition against Rain. Corsair's going down. We might see another batch of mutas coming out. I don't think he has money or gas for it. He has to get lurkers out. Oh, gets those 7 Hydras for 1 High Templar. Very good trade. Oh, that storm is... Oh, that's gross. All those Hydras are on low HP. Getting up the ramp here. There are no sunken colonies, no lurkers up there. He's got the high ground over here. Lurkers are coming in, but they're out of position. And lurkers out of position are not as strong as in position. There's a huge difference. Okay, most of the drones get out, but that's 3 hatcheries up there and an Eva chamber. Sulky has to defend this. Protoss seems to be out of High Templars and Storms, so the Hydras do a lot of damage, and he's got 2 lurkers, but 2 hatcheries already going down. Zealots actually coming into the 4th base too. This looks like the beginning of the end, as Tasteless likes to say. If this 4th hatchery goes down, which it looks like it will, it's going to be very tough for the Zerg. Hydra's coming in though. Looks like he might be able to defend it. But it's very low HP, right? Protoss probably is going to send in 4 Zealots or a few DTs in a shuttle over there and just force the hatchery to be killed. Sulky has to have a lot of Hydras close to the hatchery to defend it, which is nothing. You don't want to have a bunch of Hydras just idling at your low HP hatchery. And Zerg's trying something out with a control group of units, but those lurkers are dead. Those Hydras have to run away. He's getting a Dragoon here and there, but it's very minimal amount of damage, considering that Protoss now is on 4 bases and Zerg lost 3 hatcheries and an expansion. Sulky's going to get the Zealots over here, which is very nice. He's getting some damage done. Wow, that's a lot of cannons defending that base. Getting the robotic support bay here as well, so Reavers are going to be coming out any second here. Like High Templars, Dragoons and Zealots wasn't enough for Sulky to defend right now. Reavers are going to come out too. The speed shuttles are going to be upgraded too, so that is going to be, he's just GG's. Well played from Sulky there, 3-1. I thought, well played from Rain and Sulky. I thought Sulky was going to take it, but Rain just played. He's played very good and very standard. Very solid play from both players here. I would love to see Rain and Sulky go in another best of 5 soon. That was a great series. Rain's got to be happy after losing that first game there. Winning 3 in a row, that's very nice. Less nice for Sulky. You can see he looks a bit disappointed in himself. Understandably, he played so good early on. Rain kind of galloping away there, so happy. Going for the interview. I think I'm going to skip the interview, I won't understand a word. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Great games. Alright, goodbye.